The spotlight on the world champion, Sonny Liston, in his entourage, leading him down from dressing room to ring. A long walk down. Sonny with that hooded robe, the terry cloth white robe, is being led by his advisor, Jack Nylon, Willie Reddish, Teddy King, and some of the others in the group. Let's see what kind of hand he gets as he gets near the ring. Now he's near that, well, let's call it the golden circle. The golden circle, ladies and gentlemen, is the one in front of, he's walking directly behind it now, in front of the $50, $100, and then the auxiliary press, then the $150 section, and finally Sonny keeps going toward that, what is the $200 per copy, seat per copy section. Now he's heading into the golden circle. Of course, leading the way, some of his very, very close friends. Coming in there, Sonny gives you that, well, that great look, and there he comes up the ring stairs. Teddy King, first man through, the heavyweight champion with ropes being spread apart, bounces in, calm, cool, collected, and at the present time, both fighters are in. Over on the opposite corner of Sonny Liston, we see at this point the challenger Cassius Marcellus Clay, 22 years of age, unbeaten. 19 straight, going for all the marbles in the boxing business. And right now, the dapper ring announcer who will introduce some of the celebrities, the colorful Frank Freeman.
Thank you, Steve Ellis. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Miami Beach, Florida, Miami Beach Convention Hall. This bout, 15 rounds for the heavyweight championship of the world. The challenger from Louisville, Kentucky, wearing white trunks with red stripes, weighing 210 1/2 pounds, the former Olympic light heavyweight champion, Cassius Clay. And his opponent from Denver, Colorado, weighing 218 pounds, wearing the black trunks with the white trim, the heavyweight champion of the world, Charles Sonny Liston. 15 rounds, 2 more bouts will follow.
All right. I want a clean bout, men. In the event of a knockdown, a man that is down must take an 8 count. Man standing up will go to a neutral corner while I start counting. And do not resume boxing until I tell you to do so. Now, I want a clean bout. When they order you to break, stop punching and step back. Good luck. Shake hands.
All set now. World heavyweight boxing title on the line. 31-year-old Sonny Liston, 22-year-old Cassius Clay. Sonny the champion, Cassius the challenger. Sonny 218, Cassius 210 1/2. Ladies and gentlemen, up here in the ring corner with Joe Lewis, and we're going to call the referee over, Barney Felix. Joe, what did it to Sonny Liston? What happened?
Well, I just want to talk to Sonny, and Sonny said that
Come here, Cassius.
Do us a favor now. You're our ace reporter. Get over and see if we can't get Sonny over here. Get him over if you can, champ.
I just talked to Sonny. He said that the doctor won't let him come over.
Well, try to get him. Try to get him if you can. Meanwhile, Barney Felix, the referee. Barney, you stopped the fight at the end of 6. Is that recorded as a 7th round knockout?
It is a 7th round knockout.
It's recorded as a 7th round knockout. And thank you, Barney. You did a good job. All right, Howard.
The winner!
Joe. What did he say? Wait a minute, Barney.
See if he cannot come. The doctor will let him come.
Cannot come. Okay. Okay, get Cassius Clay. Wait. Whoa. Hold it. He's yelling behind us. Cassius Clay, wait a minute. Come here, champ.
I'm the greatest thing that ever lived.
Now, wait a minute.
I don't have...
Now, hold it. Move over, Joe. Get on.
I don't have a mark on my face.
All right, hold it. Bedlam breaking out. Bedlam busting out
So
here.
great, I don't have a mark on my face.
Yeah.
And I upset Sonny Liston, and I just turned 22 years old. I must be the greatest. I told the world, I talk to God every day. If God's with me, can't nobody be against me.
Sonny,
I shook out the world. I know God. I know the real God.
Cassius, wait a minute, Cassius. Let me ask you this now. You told me when you visited in Los Angeles you could do it in 8. Well, you thought Sonny and figured Sonny was great. How come you did it in 6 or 7? You did it in 7.
I had him going in 8. I was getting ready to take him in the 8th, as you can see. But the man stopped it just to keep from making me look so great.
I see. Now, give us that poetry on number 7.
He wanted to go to heaven, so I took him in 7.
You took him in 7.
I am the king of the world.
Hold it.
I'm pretty.
Hold it. You're not that pretty.
I'm a bad man.
Wait.
I shook up the world. I shook up the world.
Joe,
I shook up the world.
Wait a minute, Cash. Wait a minute.
You must listen to me.
Now listen.
I am the devil.
All right, hold it. Ladies and gentlemen, I must tell you
I
this.
can't be beat.
Joe, wait, hold it. They're booing the champ, but I don't think so. All right, tell us this. All right, Cash. Thank you.
I'm great.
Thank you, Cassius Clay, the heavyweight champion. Let's get our champion, Joe Louis, over here as the camera follows Cassius Clay. Joe, what did it? His shoulder went out. Give us the analysis
Well,
there.
as you know, I said that I think Clay getting all the confidence in the world after in the 6th round. I think he had all the confidence to go ahead and defeat something, like I just said. But the doctor stopped him kind of, although the doctor stopped it on kind of left arm to throw it out of whack.
All right, up to the...
I still think that Clay probably could still beat something because he had too much confidence. So.
All right, he had too much confidence. They're lifting Clay up. Where is he making that speech? Over in the neutral corner. Over in the neutral corner. Get him back here, or get him over there if you can. He's throwing kisses to everybody. Cassius Clay is standing there amidst his followers, and at this point, we'll get someone over and find out. Angelo Dundee. Angelo, the manager of the World Heavyweight Champion. The manager on record, Angelo Dundee, who along with Bill Fabersham and the 10 other Louisville gentlemen who head him, the Louisville sponsoring group. Wait a second. Angelo? He's still on microphone. We're trying to get somebody to you, ladies and gentlemen. All we can say at this point, as we look into the face of Cassius Clay, let's get Angelo Dundee, the manager, and at one time, bring him over here, bring him back. You got the heavyweight champion, you got the light heavyweight champion. Did you think after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 that you had it wrapped up?
Lead pipe cinch. I knew he was going to knock the guy out, Steve. But I thought he was going to knock him out 11 or 12, and he went 12 apart, see?
All right, lead pipe cinch, you call it.
That's right.
Ange, tell me this. What are his plans? Would he fight a guy in the top 6, say like an Eddie Machen, for example?
Fight anybody. He'll be a fighting heavyweight champion. It's the best thing that happened to boxing.
All right. When you say the best thing, why? Why do you give us that story?
This guy gives a lot of zets in boxing. Keeps people talking boxing. What do we want? We need people like that in boxing. It's a fresh young kid that we need. And this kid's done a lot for boxing. I'm thrilled to be with him.
Well, you certainly have done a good job of teaching him, schooling him. Now, do you think that Liston, or will you give Liston a return fight?
Well, that's up to Bill Fabersham. I feel there'll be no problem. I feel they'll get together if the money's right.
No problem if the money's right. He's still making speeches over there. Maybe Joe is getting him on his mic. At least I hope he is. Angelo, thank you. Now we're getting him back. Come over here. Come over here. Now again, Cassius, Ange just said you perhaps would give Sonny, if Bill Fabersham and you say okay, a return shot.
If the man dreamed he fought me twice, he would apologize.
He would apologize.
He would apologize.
All right, now Cassius.
There was no match. I want the world to know I'm so great until Sonny Liston was not even a match. I don't have a mark on my face. In the 5th round, he had liniment in his head, he had liniment in his glove, and I couldn't do nothing but hold him and duck.
Now hold it, Sonny, Cassius, you said
my eyes was burning.
Why? We thought that maybe Ange or one of your cornermen put some stuff on the towel by mistake.
The man's trainers are dirty.
He had fingers are dirty.
He had liniment. Liniment in his head.
Did he stick you with his thumb? Is that what you're trying to say?
My whole face is burning.
Your face was burning.
Still burning. I whooped him. He couldn't even hurt me. And I'm very much submit. I'm the prettiest thing that ever lived.
Hold it. Here's a guy.
I just shook up the
Here's
world.
Joe Louis. Joe, come on in and ask.
I won't
ask Cassius. Joe, tell Cassius about the injury that Sonny suffered. Wait a minute. No excuse.
The injury was an open eye.
No excuse. Joe, tell him.
It was a big cut eye.
Go ahead, Joe. Tell him it wasn't a cut eye.
The doctor say he's pulled his left arm out of the socket.
Swinging and nothing. Who wouldn't?
Uncle got it.
He wasn't doing nothing. Sam Cooke. Hey, let that man up here.
He'll be up. No, wait, hold it now.
Let that man up.
He's coming up.
Let that man up.
He's coming up. Now listen, Cassius, hold it.
This is Sam Cooke.
Joe, we see him. Joe, ask Cassius another question.
Let's stay on me. This is the
All right,
world's greatest
champ.
rock and roll thing.
All right. Liston's shoulder went out. Sam Cooke, a very good friend, a good vocalist with Cassius. Excuse me.
We both
Move back if you will. Thank you.
Take up the world. Now he's got an excuse. His arm was out of
Lewis
place.
is talking. Hold it. All right, thank you, Sam. Thank you, but hold it.
Left shoulder in his corner. So, ladies and gentlemen,
Stop. Measure again with the installation of the injury.
ladies and gentlemen, Sonny Liston, doctor stopped the fight because he pulled the left.
Steve Ellis, I want to tell the people out here, Steve Ellis said that I would get Liston, and Steve Ellis, I also told Steve Ellis that I would get him in the 7, Steve Ellis. Didn't I say
You
7?
did. You said 7 to me.
I didn't tell the press.
You kept your word.
I told him I'd get him in 7,
in
but
your
the world
dressing
didn't hear
room
that.
before the fight.
Just
You
before
said
the fight,
7.
I said I'd get him in 7. Steve Ellis heard it.
Thank you very much. He did tell me that, ladies and gentlemen. He gave me the insight on that, and I gave it to Joe. Joe, tell me this now. What will happen if they go back again? I think it's deserving of a return go.
It will be. I think they have a return go, but Steve, I like to tell the people in all the theater over the world and
In Europe and
the
Canada,
the fight was stopped. Sonny Liston doctor stopped the fight because Sonny had thrown his left
shoulder
out of the socket.
out of the socket.
Yeah.
Champ, did this ever happen to you when you were in the ring?
Never did, but it do happen to quite a few fighters, though.
It does, I know
Because,
this.
as you know, Sonny was missing a lot of left hooks.
Why was he missing? Was it the target? Was it the slippery up part of his body?
That's because Clay will pull him back off a tall, see? So so that's why he throwed it out. That's how he throwed it out.
Threw it out.
Would not let him
That was
continue.
Dr. Alexander Robbins who diagnosed it, yes.
Dr. Robert Bennett from Detroit.
Yeah, and Dr. Bennett also in the corner. Dr. Bennett, who was Sonny's...
personal physician.
Right, and
He
that's
stopped
the
the fight.
story there.
All
Now,
kinds
we're
of
watching
stories.
Cassius Clay,
Well-
Joe, leave the auditorium at this point. I don't want you to leave. Cassius Clay is going down the aisle. The crowd is heading toward his dressing rooms. Harold Conrad, one of the top writers in the nation, also thought that perhaps this would go in a major upset. Harold was writing some publicity, and I honestly thought he was just giving us a publicity story.
Steve, I must say that they're probably the biggest upset in history of boxing.
Well, now look, let me talk about ring upsets, if you don't mind, Champ, while we're still looking over at Cassius, talking to other people, foreign broadcasts and so forth. Joe, Jim Braddock beat Max Baer at about 10-1 as a 10-1 underdog. Then there was another, I don't know, way back, Corbett beat Sullivan, they tell me, although I don't think I was around. Maybe you think I was, but big upset. Do you call this one? He entered the ring at about 1-7 or 1-8 underdog. Would you call this the biggest upset, regardless of the odds in the history of the heavyweight division?
I think this is the biggest upset in the championship division. For
championship fight.
For the heavyweight division, I think this is the biggest upset.
The biggest upset.
Because I think Liston probably have been rated by most of the people in America that he was the greatest heavyweight champion of all time. Would have been the greatest heavyweight champion.
Sonny is durable,
and
good
also,
puncher, you're
also
right.
they have rated him that he probably was so far over the rest of the crop of the heavyweights in blue boxing today. So I think this has got to go down as the biggest upset in the history of boxing.
Biggest upset in the history of boxing. Well, I tell you now, as Cassius did say, Angelo Dundee, his trainer, his advisor, also did say that they would go for a return go. Do you feel now the American public should clamor for it? What do you think?
Well, I think if they have a return match, I think that it would sell out any stadium in the world.
Any state.
Well, let's say that I think that the American public here and also the world, not only American, but
well,
the
I
world,
just got the nod. I just got the nod from Ed Lastman, the World Boxing Association, and Arch Heineman, Executive Secretary. They would okay the return.
Steve, I like to say we'll play working with you.
Joe, great to be with you on Theater Network Television. Ladies and gentlemen, from Miami Beach Convention Hall, on behalf of Joe Louis and yours truly, Steve Ellis, we saw the biggest upset, as Joe pointed out, in heavyweight history, and we'll just say that's the story from Florida.
Looking so scared. Act like you're going to funeral. I'm the one fighting. George Foreman. You've been believing all the stuff you've been reading about how hard he hits. George Foreman knocked down Joe Frazier. He'll destroy the kid. When you get out here, if you're afraid, just smile. Just act like you're happy. How am I going to win the fight if I went out thinking like you? Damn George Foreman.
George Foreman, of course, the much more serious fighter. Ali will attempt to bewilder and frustrate the man, not only by chatter, but by his movements in the ring, Jimmy.
Yeah, definitely. He was winking and making fun of Foreman, trembling and doing all sort of things. I mean, he's probably the bravest guy right now in this arena.
That man looks pretty serious himself right there. Cracks a little smile as he looks towards our camera. There's a face of determination. 220 pounds of sheer muscle, a strong, speedy individual with tremendous courage. And now we have a man at ringside who knows quite a bit about it. And David, I'm going to throw it over to you.
Yes, I'm sitting here next to Joe Fraser. And Joe, I was just wondering at the moment, what are your impressions thus far? What do you sense of the mood? I saw you at ringside over the other side.
Hi, Jim. How you doing?
How you doing, Joe, baby?
Okay.
Good to see you.
The main thing about it, David, both guys look like they're in good shape. They all seem like they're in good spirits. Everybody kidding around with each other. I should see it a good fight. Nobody look like they're afraid of each other, that's for sure.
Are you making any predictions?
Well, I guess anyway from 1 to 15, I hope it'll be a good fight. I'll take on the champion.
You're backing the champion?
You better believe it.
And between 1 and 15, you're taking any range. Could it actually go the full distance?
Well, I would say yeah, then I said no. You know, I really don't know what to say because I haven't visited the camp so far. I just seen news media and different things, what the guys be doing, but I don't really know what's going on.
But Joe, one question.
Yes,
Do you really think that Ali has a chance? Now, you know.
The way I feel about Jimmy, don't mind going, Jimmy.
Not at all.
The guy's just two-man out there, and everybody
both
on
of
their own.
them.
That's right, and I think the guy got a good chance. I mean, he got two hands. He's been working for 2 months altogether, so therefore he should know what he has to do.
You respect his skills.
Oh, I respect all guys with two hands, believe me.
We should have a good fight soon.
And in fact, at the moment, does he look fitter to you than he was in his last fight with you, or less fit, Muhammad?
I would say, I think he's about maybe 2 or 3 pounds lighter.
2 or 3 pounds lighter.
I would say he's about 2 or 3 pounds lighter. They'd say about 216. I'll give him about maybe 213, 214 pounds. Maybe 13.
Joe, one question to ask you. Both of these fellows are capable of dishing out tremendous punishment. One does it with one punch, the other does it over a period of rounds. How can you just make a comment on that for our worldwide audience?
Well, I would say that, my man over here been able to give it out, dish it out. I think that George is capable of dishing it out. I don't know about taking it, but as a big man, he's a big man. He should be able to take most anything.
Well, that's the view of a man who should know. A man who should know. Joe Fraser is going to stay here with us and watch the fight with us. It's getting very close to fight time. Blow-by-blow commentary is going to be by Mr. Bob Sheridan. We'll be taking over in a moment or two to give us the blow-by-blow, and at the end of the first round, we'll come back, Joe, for a comment from you.
Well, I think it should be a real good fight. And somehow, you guys just got me here working. How about that? I come to have a vacation and watch the fight. Hey, I'm calling blow by blow.
For free.
Watch it, boy.
Well, next time you're going to get $5 million for working this time.
Yeah, how about that? Good. I don't mind doing it. I enjoy it.
That's a nice thought, isn't it?
Jim around, so therefore it's always nice being in his company and yours.
Well, you know I love you, Joe.
Look at this now as they stare. Muhammad Ali beginning to talk to George Foreman. They're really putting the stare on each other. George Foreman has that serious look. Ali definitely talking to him. Look at the stare on George Foreman. Look at Ali give him the word. So the stage is set. We're just about ready to begin. Round 1, the heavyweight championship of the world at stake. There can be no more pure form of sport than a heavyweight championship fight when two individuals, finely tuned athletes, climb into the ring. This time, the championship is at stake, and $5 million will be paid to both fighters. Ali ready, Foreman ready. We're waiting for the opening bell. The enthusiasm begins to mount here. One thing we want to look out for is just how fast this man, George Foreman, will open. As we mentioned, in his past several fights, he hasn't gone in the past 4 years beyond 2 rounds in any fight. Can Ali dance and stay away from him? Is George Foreman's thundering punches going to be too much for him?
Bob Sheridan is trying in the ring to get to Ali, but he's not succeeding at the moment. There you see the pandemonium. There you see the pandemonium, one of the greatest fights of all time. There you see those are the Zaire version of hard hats there, trying somehow to protect the two fighters.
Angelo Dundee predicted it. Angelo said he would knock him out.
Angelo came over here and waved to Jim and I. He put his thumb up as if to say, this was exactly what I predicted.
Well, I must make one point. Muhammad Ali had been waving at me, winking at me all night because he knew I thought that George Foreman would knock him out, and he is a friend of mine, so he was saying to me after every round, look at me, big fella, because I'm doing it. Fantastic.
Fantastic performance. There you see the scene in the ring. I can't see much hope of Bob getting a very deep, coherent interview at this moment. I don't think we're going to be able to talk to Muhammad Ali in depth at the moment. But there you see the scene. The whole place is going wild. The people right at the back of the auditorium, they're on their feet too. Or on their feet, is the plural of foot. They're on their feet. They're not on their feet. They're on their feet. Or their foot. And there you see
there's one thing about this.
Look at that face. Look at that face. A man who can scarcely believe what has happened to him. Who can scarcely believe what has happened to him. George Foreman, the man who was invincible. George Foreman, the man who was totally invincible. Muhammad Ali is certainly suffering worse punishment in the middle of that ring at the moment. Worse punishment in the middle of that ring than he ever got from George Foreman. And there's George Foreman. Look at that. His head is fallen. He's really, really an injured man. And the man they said that could only float like a butterfly but not sting like a bee has really stung. George Foreman, the beaten champion. What a moment of tragedy this is. He left here. There he goes. No one in the auditorium paying really any attention to him as he goes. As Muhammad Ali knows from that first fight against Joe Frazier, people are only interested in winners. Look at that sad, dejected head. Look at the people around him, 3 or 4 people maybe. Nobody wants to mob a beaten champion. Well, the scenes, as you can see them there, the Zaire police and army are trying to protect Muhammad Ali. There he is. There is the picture of the man who has undoubtedly fought his greatest fight tonight, won his greatest victory tonight. Muhammad Ali on his way to his dressing room. There he goes. Hooray! Hooray, they yell. Hooray, they yell.
Ami sportif.
In fact, there is disappointment. There is enormous disappointment that he's going, actually. There are people yelling for him to stay. Oh, and there are people trying to fight off the press. Look, there the press of people, I should add, in case people think that that is a Nixonian attack on the media. With him, just behind him, you may have seen Bob Foster there, former light heavyweight champion.
This is the dressing room of Muhammad Ali. David Frost is making his way down there. Ali talking to Louis Soria. Another one of his handlers there. Muhammad Ali hugging Dr. Freddie Pacheco, the physician that said, yes, he will beat him. And Angelo Dundee, the only single man that I know that said he would knock out George Foreman.
Angelo said he was absolutely sure.
I didn't believe Angelo. As close a friend as Angelo Dundee is to me, Jimmy, I just didn't believe it.
Well, I believe that Angelo believed it because he was absolute about it.
Did you notice Ali look in the mirror in his dressing room to make sure he wasn't marked? What does this do, Jimmy? Does it open up the heavyweight championship again?
It opens it up. It opens it up.
Will he retire? Is he the greatest man that ever fought?
Well, right now he is, Bob, I'll tell you.
Muhammad, you told me in Deer Lake you were the greatest of all time.
and I think everybody out there watching now will say that you've proved it tonight.
Man who was bearing me up, too powerful, too strong. I proved that Allah is God. Elijah Muhammad is a messenger, and I have faith in them. And regardless of the world and the pressure, I made it an easy night because Allah has power over all things. And if you believe in Him, nothing, even George Foreman, will look like a baby. It wasn't a close fight, was it?
No, it wasn't a close fight.
No. Was it close before I knocked him out? No. You sucker. Wait. Is this on close? You tell. Is it live?
Right now.
Everybody stop talking now. Attention. I told you, all of my critics, I told you all that I was the greatest of all time when I beat Sonny Liston. I told you today I'm still the greatest of all time. Never again defeat me. Never again say that I'm going to be defeated. Never again make me the underdog until I'm about 50 years old. Right. Then you might get me. But I didn't dance. I didn't dance for a reason. I wanted to make him lose all his power. I kept telling him he had no punch. He couldn't hit. He's swinging like a sissy. He's missing. Let me see your box. I hadn't started dancing yet. You can't say my legs are gone. You can't say I was tired because what happened? I didn't dance from the second round on. I stayed on the ropes. When I stay on the ropes, you think I'm doing bad. But I want all boxers to put this in the page of boxing. Staying on the ropes is a beautiful thing with a heavyweight when you make him shoot his best shots and you know he's not hitting you. I would have gave George Foreman 2 rounds of steady punching because after that he was mine. But he was falling, he was missing. I don't know if I'm going to fight again or not.
Tell me, what did you say to George Foreman before the fight? What did you say?
I told him he has no power in the corners and in the clinches. I said, shoot your best shot. I'm going back to the ropes. They told me he was strong. Didn't I look stronger than him?
Why didn't, tell me, Mohammed, this was the thing that puzzled people. Why was it when you were on the ropes that he could not hurt you, even when you were right there on the ropes?
Blocking, and I was pulling back, and I have a radar built inside me. I know how to judge punches. Didn't I tell all of you out there on your local radio shows, mostly black stations, I told you, I'm going to float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. His hands can't hit what his eyes can't see. So that's what happened.
That's what you said to me. But tell me now, are you really going to retire, Mohammed?
I'm seriously thinking about retiring. There's nothing else for me to fight. I told her, well, I'm going to retire. I'm going to hold the title for a few months. They took my title unjustly. I told you, I'm the real champion. I told you, I'm the champion of the world. All of you bow. All of my critics crawl. All of you suckers who write the Ring magazine, Boxing Illustrated, all of you suckers bow because the stage was set. You made him great. You made him a bad Joe Louis. You made him a hard puncher. But I want everybody from this moment on to recognize me as the scholar of boxing. If you want to know any damn thing about boxing, don't go to no boxing experts in Las Vegas. Don't go to no Jimmy the Greek. Come to Muhammad Ali. I am the man.
One last question, Muhammad.
Hello, my man, Hugh Hefner. Hugh Hefner out there.
Muhammad, one last question. Tell me, would you say that this, at this moment, is this the happiest moment of your life?
No. Happiest moment of my life when I met Elijah Muhammad, the freedom speaker of black people. But I want to say this. Hello to all my friends in Louisville, Kentucky. Joe Martin, Fred Stoner, all of my friends in Louisville, Kentucky, where I started. I'm recognized all over the world now, but my greatness came and started in Louisville, Kentucky. And that's one of the greatest cities in America, Louisville, Kentucky. And I predict that Louisville, Kentucky will have another world champion, because Louisville is the greatest. Louisville is the greatest.
And Muhammad Ali has proved that currently he's the greatest. We have to leave you here. Kinshasa, Zaire. From Kinshasa, Zaire, we say to you, good night to the world from Kinshasa.